Sweeping United Nations economic and military sanctions have been reimposed on Iran a decade after they were lifted under a landmark agreement aimed at curbing its nuclear program. The new measures take effect as the three European countries, the UK, France and Germany, activated the snapback mechanism, accusing Iran of continued nuclear escalation and the lack of cooperation. The Iranian Foreign Ministry stated that the reactivation of the sanctions is legally baseless and unjustifiable, urging all countries to refrain from recognizing what it described as illegal. Meanwhile, Iran has urged the international community to defy the sanctions, while U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio called on all nations to enforce them and urged Tehran to engage in direct talks with the U.S. However, President Masoud Pezeshkian rejected a U.S. proposal that offered only temporary relief in exchange for surrendering the country's entire stockpile of enriched uranium, calling it unacceptable. Shortly after the sanctions were thrust on Iran, European Union's Vice President Kaja Kallas stated that the sanctions by no means signify the end of diplomacy with Iran and that only negotiations could serve as means to resolve the situation. A statement came just days after the Iranian foreign minister held talks with Western powers and the Commission in a last-ditch effort that failed to avert the reimposition of the sanctions. As the sanctions take effect, the impact is now rippling across its already struggling economy. The Iranian rial plummeted to a record low, trading at around 1.12 million rials against the dollar. For Iranians, it's doomsday. Across Tehran, a sense of frustration and anxiety is looming.
We'll be ruined. Ordinary people really might not be able to live the way they do now. You know, when the price of everything rises, the salaries that the government pays won't be enough for wage earners to manage their lives.
Prices are already crushing people, and now imports will become harder, exports practically non-existent, and the problems will multiply. I don't think the authorities care at all. My impression is that these difficulties don't affect them, they affect the people.
Meanwhile, Israel welcomed the reinstatement of the broad sanctions against Iran. The Israeli Foreign Ministry said the sanctions are a major response to Iran's ongoing violations and called for the use of every means possible to hinder Iran's nuclear enrichment program. Amid the sanctions, Tehran has also confirmed that the United Nations watchdog, the IAEA, has resumed its inspection of its atomic sites. It did not disclose, however, whether inspectors visited sites damaged by the US and Israeli strikes.